All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful evening. I don't know why I've been doing this a lot lately, but I have another live watch list for you. Maybe we'll get a look at the China markets because it's been a big deal, but we have the CPI tomorrow morning. We will be live early. YouTube, that's me. YouTube.com/the stock market. I'm telling you, sometimes I even have trouble finding my own channel. So youtube.com/the stock market/live. You go there. We're going to even set it up there. It's going to lead you there even after this watch list. I think even if you watch it there, but we will be there live for this CPI. And it's going to be interesting considering you have just had your 44th all-time high of the year, and the last 2 days, you broke out of the little box, and you got to hit a new high. Now, granted, volatility is still elevated from the beginning of the week. The market was a lot lower, or not a lot lower, but it just wasn't at an all-time high when we started there, but now we have the event tomorrow. There's also a little secret about tomorrow that I'm going to share with you, and then it is Friday. We wrap everything up with the beginning of earnings, and then before you know it, it's only a couple of weeks to end October, and then we get into the election. So we got a lot in store. I got the plays, the keys, all the good stuff, everything we did today. What I need from you, a thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed, and if you don't know, I already told you, it's youtube.com/the stock market, but you are here live. My people on the recap, bear with me. It's just like a live watch list, you know, or just like a normal one. I just got to say hello for a minute, baby. What's going on? Are you guys ready? Are you ready? I hope you're ready, man. What's going on? I know everybody wanted a call this morning. You're right, Alaska. Good evening. What up, Jerry Wood? What up, 3? How we living, Macho? Wise, Zach, Anzel, Beans, Cam, baby. What's going on? How we living, Carlos? What up, Joey Cacamo? Brian Fierros, baby. Good evening. What up, Jay? What up, Lucky Soldier? Bro, Lucky Soldier, every morning, bro. He out there. Every day he out there. He repping. He show you what repping look like, baby. Tell him, Lucky. They don't feel me, bro. Nah, they don't feel me, bro. Oh, what's up, Lori? How we living, Dose? What's going on, Most Dope? Okay, I hope you guys are ready. What's up, Usha? Oh, Shaw, good to see you, baby. What up, Natalia, Glocko, hi, dear. Oh, my gosh, everybody ready to go. So I hope I see y'all in the morning. Again, the CPI is going to be the main event, but let us not delay any further and get into the first key. I hope you realize the market is pricing in a small move for tomorrow. I hope I wasn't too excited, but I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You are only pricing in 0.07 or 0.7, excuse me. Let me take away the 0. But it's still small. Why do I say that? Jobs report in a lot of other events were big. I don't know if you guys remember the days. Maybe if you're watching the recap, maybe you comment below, man. But I remember the days where CPIs used to price in 2%, maybe even sometimes 3%. So 0.7, it's really not that much. And the fact of the matter is, you just rocketed up over the last 48 hours. So if there's any consolation of tomorrow not being a big day, depending on how the CPI comes in, probably because you already moved up and hit an all-time high. Now, here is the deal. Although it may sound like I'm the bearer of bad news in telling you this, the fact of the matter is, if you disagree with this, there is an opportunity tomorrow. So depending on the data, depending on what comes out, if there is going to be a reaction, man, think about it. If you are pricing in 0.7, that means a 2 standard deviation move tomorrow. That's going to be 1.4%. I mean, we literally saw that happen on the NASDAQ the other day. The SPY literally went up 1% as well. So if you do disagree, this may be an opportunity to make some plays, believe it or not. So we'll see how it plays out. It is going to depend on the data. And now, as far as what you should be expecting, let me start it off with this. Number 1, This is the last CPI ahead of the election. So think about everything. You already had your last jobs report. You already had your last Powell. Remember, you do not see Jerome Powell again until you have already voted and chosen a new president. So same goes here for inflation. And with that being said, the trend of headline and goods, it is expected to go even lower. The headline, not excluding food and energy, I think it's going to fall to about 2.8%. I have the charts for you. I'll get that there in a second. We'll go over all the charts at once, but the other part is going to be core. Now, core may surprise tomorrow, and I'll show you when we get to the data, but it's probably not going to cause any effect. Even if you had an upside surprise on core tomorrow, just like the jobs report, just like everything else we've been dealing with, if there isn't something major, you are not going to change the narrative. In this case, tomorrow, the only thing would be like wages. If any gauges of average hourly wages goes up like by a crazy amount, then you actually might get a move. But this was that secret I was telling you early. I never thought I would say this. Man, it's crazy, bro. I never really thought I would ever say this. Tomorrow, the initial jobless claims, they might be more important than the CPI. Doesn't that sound wild? I don't know, man. I don't know if y'all feel me, man. That's a very, very weird thing for me. So I am not expecting that, but this is, let me just show you what I'm, I know. It sounds really weird, but here's the deal. Here's your headline. So, like we were saying, this is expected to drop. And it makes sense. Goods, even used car prices tomorrow, they'll probably go down. You will hear a lot of people talking about that. Every goods, the price of products, like physical products, excluding food and energy, those have all been stabilizing and coming down. So, if you really think about it, man, you are about to get a really low print. And don't forget, July to August, that was a low print. And if I can show you anything else, do you guys notice something about when we peaked in inflation? It's the same month and same time period. So last time everything hit like 8 and 9. Yeah, that was around August, September. So remember, we are 1 month delayed when it comes down to the data. So that was the first part of it, and that's the first chart I wanted you to see. But now here's core. And like I'm saying, if core goes up, people might get worried, but unless it shoots back up to like 4%, which is, I think, virtually impossible, that would be the only way that narrative changes and then people get worried. But why do you think I am showing you this chart right now? Do you guys notice anything? Here, should I make it bigger? Let's see. I gotta zoom. Oh, shit. Yeah, do you see it? Why do you think I am showing this? What do you think's going on? What do we got? Yes, there you go. I'm glad you picked up on it. Yeah, man, the 70s. So it's not necessarily that it's going to spike, but so far the sad reality is that you are still on pace for the 1970s. So, like, literally 1970s, June 1973 to, like, bottoming out was, like, 3 years. So, December 2020, and, you're, like, what, 3-4 months away from December 2024. So, this is 4 years. So, yeah, you're going to be, like, give or take around there. So, that's why I've been saying here, you got to watch out for things, because the problem that we're going to deal with is, it's either one, this drops and then you get your hard landing and stuff, or if it does reignite. But this is where, like, long story short, if you get the CPI tomorrow, is this going to matter for tomorrow? Not really, but I just want you to see why core is still in the picture. That's what I'm trying to explain. So we're not out of the woods fully, or we are, but it could quickly go back. I guess it would be like removing a tumor or removing like a mole, where, you might be able to see the outline. It could always come back. But the point is, core can have an effect. If it does start building up from here, or in the next couple of months, people might get worried again. Otherwise, I don't think you're going to get too big of a move tomorrow. And then, I got one more chart to show you. And here's the next thing you guys got to see. this, you're used to watching it on a bar chart, and I just want you could kind of see it here. But remember, initial jobless claims is a weekly indicator. But what I want you to see is part of the freak out that we had in August. And this is why I'm saying, the CPI is not pricing in a lot. Everybody, even though headline is going to drop to 2 and be really low, remember, last CPI, it dropped a lot. And it's not like things went too crazy. That was already a big drop. But we're not really going to change the narrative too much, and it's unless core really, really dramatically goes down. But the fact of the matter is, at one point, jobless claims just a couple of weeks ago, it was getting people's attention, even though I don't think it's that important. But I want you to see it. What do you guys notice about this chart? This is just going back here even from the last year. And even though jobless claims isn't usually important, what I want you to see is that it was starting to trend up. And this happened in June. And as long as it stabilizes, everybody starts to calm down. Go even look at the market during this time. The market even tripped out. It's not necessarily volatility. Well, actually, in a weird way, this chart does look like the VIX when you put it on the line chart. But I want you guys to see how jobless claims, that was running up into all of August. And that was part of the freak out. When everybody's like, oh, we need 50 basis point. We need 50 basis point. And then all the jobs data started coming out and all those things. And then we had your little Japan and then your little flash crash. Well, part of that, the jobless claims was trending up. And then ever since, it started to calm down here. So like I'm saying, in a weird way, this might shoot up. However, there has been events that have gotten in the way of jobless claims. And fact of the matter is, even coming into next week, the jobless claims will be low because of the hurricane today. Because those people will not be filing for unemployment in those areas. I mean, they won't be able to due to the hurricane. And then we also had the other hurricane not too long ago, North Carolina, South Carolina, all of those places. So I think the jobless claims might have some weight, but if it does start trending up again, pay attention. Otherwise, I think CPI is going to be very, very simple tomorrow. And sadly, it's going to be like the other data. And I mean, I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of politics tomorrow. Just like we started with, this is the last CPI ahead of the election. So watch out for that. That is key number 2. And then finally, we need to have a talk because you're hitting all-time highs. And I've had this talk a lot of times, man. It's actually kind of wild. But do you guys know that this is an awful time to have FOMO? Okay? Yeah, this is live, my friend. But this is an awful time to have FOMO. This is a great time to make your mind up. And what I mean by that is that earnings are around the corner, and then you see it every day, man. You're hitting highs. Sadly, the Russell hasn't taken off like some people thought. It's still the major leaders. And, you're hitting new high after new high regardless. And remember, all of the liquidity from the rate cuts, all of these things, I think you are way better off just making a decision. Again, even with earnings, it's either a lot of these names are going to change and launch up to the end of the year, or some of them are really going to die here. You might want to think about a plan either going in before earnings or after, a little bit before, a little bit after. But I encourage you to make up your mind, because if you haven't noticed, if you go back and forth with the news narrative, the bonds, what's being priced in, and Powell, and the data, and you're just going back and forth, and then every time you're hitting an all-time high. This is why we have the long term. The long terms, every high that the stock market's hitting, we're doing it. And you guys know this is the best year-to-date performance in this century. So in the last 100 years of the stock market, from January to today, you have never been this good. Not only are you hitting, yes, in the last 100 years, like I told you, you just had the 4th amount of rate cuts as well in the last century, globally. So remember, I was just telling you that to start off this week. You guys remember that? I was showing you that chart about how we were cutting like that. But yeah, this is from January to today. This is the best year-to-date performance in a century. This is very, very good. But that's why I'm saying just, hopefully you haven't had to FOMO. I mean, the long term is there for you. But what I'm saying is dude, even like trading it, you are just make up your mind. And then I say this because if you're live on stream, man, we're watching people on the TV and all of this, and they're all this and that and this. But like, dude, most of these people are already heavily concentrated in some of the big names. They may be moving a lot here. Again, a lot of people are trying to go for the rotations. And like I'm saying, Wall Street wants Mag 7 forever. So there's a lot of momentum in a lot of areas. But the point I'm saying, wherever area you decide to go to, I encourage you to just make up your mind now, or like we've been talking about here, and this is my plan. You guys watch me. I went cash on trading right before a lot of these things. I only kept a couple of trades in very concentrated areas, but even then, I still believe in a hard landing, but I'm fully invested in the long term, and it's just simple, man. The Fed has shifted. The global economy, or the global central banks, are shifting, but the economy has not yet shifted. And that is what we are looking for. So in the meantime, that's it. I'm in the long term. I'm going after the value names, or at least just riding out the good things, making sure I'm not holding too much cash. But we're riding all of this up. I would even go for swing trades. Yeah, there might be day trade opportunities, but the fact of the matter is this thing's going to be doing it now these last couple of months. There's a lot of even bullishness. Hopefully we'll see what happens with the election, but even the seasonality has already disrespected this year, so I don't know how the end of the year will be, but now seasonality really flips positive. So depending on how these earnings go, that's what I'm saying. You know, there could either be a big move up or a big move down following this earnings season, the next set of guidance, and then leading us into everything. So make up your mind. Do you want to play or not? That's what I'm saying. Why wait until it hits a new high to make a decision? Or if you want to, you know, even if you wanted to get out to a degree, but not with the long term, but like make up your mind with stuff, because you're just watching this. You're hitting a new all-time high. FOMO, it makes a move down. Everybody FOMOs out, and then it makes a move up. Then you FOMO. It's done that so many times on this way up, but again, the long term and not really moving has been very superior. It did very good in 2023, but now it's even better. So, like I'm saying, don't have FOMO. Make up your mind and go with everything, because, you know, you only have a couple more steps here into the end of the year, and then before you know it, man, it will be 2025. You're going to be hearing about new policies and presidents, and then the Fed's going to be talking about 2027. Yes, my friends. So that is the final key. But now let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, I hope you guys are ready for tomorrow. That'll be the CPI, but I got to start off with China. So this is another thing. I'm glad because it could even relate to what's happened over the last couple of days. But China, if you guys want to play China, let me just tell you now, there will be an opportunity between now and Monday. There is going to be another event that could cause another big push up or another disastrous disappointment. So here's the deal. You got 2 days to make up your mind with China. I'll explain to you why, but you need to understand what already happened. What already happened is that this week is bad China. Yesterday was one of the worst days in China, I think, in like 10 years or something. Pretty bad, or since 2020 or 2008. It was pretty ugly. So remember, they came back from the holiday after all of that stimulus in that big run, and then they didn't come through with more stimulus. Everybody got disappointed, and then, you know, it kind of moved down yesterday. It was like green and then sold into more green, but then the other day it just really, really got bad. So that's the cards for this week. China is a disappointment. I'm not expecting anything to happen in China now. So what you need to understand is that today there was two things. Even then, we dropped the news. You got a stream alert intraday, or you were there live. There was the news that they announced that they were going to increase the amount of special government bonds. So that's a new stimulus thing, and that is how they raised the money for the stimulus that they just announced. So that was today, but now there is going to be another meeting scheduled on Saturday. Are you following? So this is why I'm saying you have 2 days to make up your mind, tomorrow and Friday, if you think China dump or China pump. Why? Because Saturday, there's going to be that event, and if they come in hard with stimulus, China's going to pump. If they disappoint, China's going to take another leg down again. Ta-da! So if you want to play where you could set up, man, I think this is as easy as it gets. It's a simple, you could buy the lead up or see what it is, sell the event, and call it a day. So watch out for that. That is play number 1. I'm still holding my other ones. Again, we have free Baidu calls. I got the Baidu puts, and then my shares came down. So we'll see what happens with that. But now play number 2, Pfizer. This one was sad, bro. I'll show you. I made a play on it today. But I literally was trying to get like 10 of them, and I was trying to keep it cheap, and then I only got filled with one. So I literally spent $2. I don't even think you could get a McChicken for $2, but I got a Pfizer call. We'll go over it in a second, but there's been a lot of news lately. So it started the beginning of the week. Pfizer, Starboard, they took a $1 billion stake, and I spelled steak like a medium rare steak. I don't know if that was an autocorrect or not. I just noticed that. But they took a $1 billion stake in the company, and that was big news. So, an activist investor getting involved, that is very big. But then the news today was that the CEO of Pfizer, Albert Bourla, he said he is going to go meet with them. So I think that's all good news, and honestly, I think it's a pretty small reaction. We watched Pfizer hit $31, almost $32 this year, just not too long ago off of nothing. So a big investor, while the stock is pinned near the low, and then the company working with them. I don't know if any other people are circling around. They did, again, they had good news leading into everything else. I forgot what it was. With some of the cancer drugs. So I like it, but at the same time, this play I think will depend on some of the value, and then they need earnings and other things. But, this has been one of our plays. Although I think you can get it at a cheaper price, it really hasn't moved too much. Kind of staying pinned at the beginning of the year. So keep your eye out for it, but we'll see how the news plays out. For the most part, though, I do think the reaction is pretty small, but that is play number 2. And then finally, Intel. So they have earnings coming up. Remember, they're one of the first chip companies to start reporting. However, you have not gotten any updates on that Qualcomm buyout. So I still think we could hear about that, and that is always going to be an event that could just come out of nowhere. So watch out for that. But this is going to be one either before or after. I want to look at the premiums. If the premiums aren't too bad, I'd be down to go for this before. Otherwise, like I'm saying, if they announce some stuff, it might be time. Even if Intel does really bad on this earnings, I know it's one of those stories like how bad can they get? And sometimes they could keep getting bad, but it's been a while. I think almost a year since they've had a good quarter. So no matter how it plays out, I think there might be an opportunity afterwards that people might go for. So we'll see how that one plays out. But that was play number 3. And then finally, the plays that I made today. So this one's kind of sad, but it shows an opportunity. I sold GXO, and it's wild because this contract has only like 10 days, and it was like $10 out of the money on a stock that barely moves, right? So it went up, and I was like, well, shit, I could get a 30% gain or something. So I sold out of it. I only had like $30 or like $60 in it. It was very, very small. And I sold out of it, but then they received a takeover interest after hours. So the stock is up 9% right now. We'll see where it was. Those contracts did die, though, by the end of the day. So I sold the contracts in the first 30 minutes, like I said, it was weird, though, because in the morning they had a weird premium when they shouldn't have. And I think that kind of stood out there. But then by the end of the day, the contract was only going for 5 cents. So we'll see how it plays out. But I think that one, there may even be an opportunity, or we'll just see where it values. But either way, that one was sad. I got my 30% gain, but those might go crazy. We'll find out. But that was play number 1. And honestly, look for that too. If you ever notice a contract very far out of the money, and the premiums are jacked up for I've seen this happen a couple times. Sometimes it's just the inkling is there in the premium. It kind of snitched, but by the end of the day, it did come down. So, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm superstitious or not, but the fact that I sold that one out with a gain, I think it was there in the morning. It was saying there was premium, but it didn't really make sense. So, thought that one was interesting, but that was play number 1. Then the Pfizer. So this one, October 18th $32 call. I only got one. I tried to buy 10 of them. I think it went up like 100%. So I could have had opportunity to make it free, but I kind of whiffed it. So we'll see what happens with that. But either way, I still like the idea. If Pfizer does come down, though, maybe I could get a better play. And then GSK, I only grabbed one for 5 cents there. That was they had that Zantac news. The settlement wasn't that bad. And then that was it. They had a pop, and then I saw a $5 play for November. So why not? Again, literally like $5. I like some of these just in case. And then I grabbed Rivian. So I've talked about Rivian being in the bargain bin. Last time I talked about it, it shot up $8, and then it finally came back down now. So there's been a lot of back and forth news. There was more like updates with like Amazon and stuff today, but I was like, you know what? I've even said if I like it in the bargain bin, let's just throw out like 40 or 80 bucks here. Hopefully I can make it free. And I grabbed a Leap. I grabbed a $40 way out of the money. Yeah, I grabbed 2 of them for 47 cents. It is gross, but I'm also thinking though, you never know if Cammy wins, or even then, if I don't know if Elon wins, they'd probably get killed as well. But I am thinking just in the sense that if that bargain play went up and it went crazy, I would feel bad if I knew about it and didn't have a $40 exposure on it. So we'll see. I'm cool with it though, and then I'll make one free when it goes up. But I do think they can run out of money in the next like 6 to 9 months, or they did get that cash infusion. No, I didn't buy any shares. That's why I just bought, because I said I would buy shares at $3 of Rivian, $2. That's where I would throw them in the long term like Redfin. I've talked about that before. So that's why I was like, you know what? Just in case, because it's still like a $20 billion valuation, I threw in 2 of these, spent $80 for the next 400 or 600 days or something. So not too crazy. This is like January 26th. So yeah, no, January 2026. So yeah, not too bad. Not that January 2025 is in like 2 months, bro. So it's like 400 days. It's like a year and a half. Not too bad, but besides that, I'm still holding my bonds like I talked about on Monday. That's the only other big future play, and then I have the oil and then the Baidu. I'm probably going to make a gigantic average down on bonds, but I'm waiting for the situation that I outlined on Monday. I talked about it today, but essentially, if the 10-year hits 4.5, I would like a play on it. Yeah, I know wheat pop. I think wheat is part of the commodities and everything else with the hurricane and some of that stuff. But to the bonds, literally, I can't explain it any more clearer. If the economy is chugging along, the market, again, especially if the market keeps hitting more highs and the bonds go up to 4.5% on the 10-year, I think the bonds would be too cheap to not buy at that point. Literally every time that's even happened, there has been a move there. So unless that core inflation goes up and core inflation rockets up, that's the only way that I think the bonds go lower on the long end, because at some point 4.5%, it just becomes too cheap as a hedge, because it's not. Yeah, there's duration risk, and yeah, are you buying a bond that pays out 4.5%? Yes, but at the same time, the bonds also serve as people buy them in an emergency. If the Fed and the whole world is already in a cutting cycle, the next major step would be major and faster cuts. So when it's all said and done, you get more bang for your buck at 4.5. You get protection beyond getting the 4.5. So that's why I'm saying it's just like at some point the bonds, they get too cheap. They're getting too cheap now, but they're at 4. So it's the process of moving down. That's a very good question. So let me show you. So the whole point is it takes time. That's what I'm saying. I was even saying it around, it shouldn't have gone above 4. And I was even saying watch around like 3.7, and then leading into 4. But then now that we're above 4.25 should be a stopping point. But that's what I'm saying. This is an automatic buy at 4.5. And I'm not the only one in the world looking at. Again, I don't even like pull this shit out, dude. You'll see what I'm talking about. This is a 20-year chart. Go pull up 25-year chart. Go pull up 4.5. You're buying smack dab in the middle of that. You see what I'm saying? So I have no problem buying that, especially if the economy and depending on the risk that emerge, especially with gold at where it's at and all of that, I think that's the zone. So it's going to be tricky between 4 and 4.25, but hopefully you see like why is it not there now? Because a half a basis point is a lot. So you have to move there. That's why even this last blowout on TLT, it feels like a lot, but that was only 0.2. So to go up just to 4.25, you would sell off the exact same way you have already sold off from the rate cut. You see so it takes time. That's why it's little by little. That's why I'm like, holy shit, in a weird way, this is the opportunity I think being offered by the melt up. So even if it ignores it there, then when it buys 4 or 5 calls or shares, you could buy whatever you like at that point. But the idea would be, I do think 4 or 5 would be a great place to position because at that point, can you lose? Can it go to 4, 7, or 5? Yeah, but that doesn't make sense unless inflation comes back. And then even if it does, you're going to lose what? 0.2, 0.5 of duration, but then you're going to get 2% guaranteed if there's any sort of global calamity. Are you understanding? I'm giving you a fucking gem right now. I hate to toot my own horn, but I really hope you guys get this. And I know mother effers are going to ask me this a lot, but I really understand this because, like I'm saying, 4 or 5, it's a double. It's serving 2 purposes. Like especially if you've understood and followed along with my talks on duration risk. Because that's what I'm saying as things are changing. And again, I'm monitoring it. But like I'm telling you, as it changes here, that's the thing where 4 or 5, you can still lose on duration. But the odds and the probability and the risk of you losing on duration now, it's much lower than 6 months ago. You see what I'm saying? Much lower than a year ago. Last time it was here. But then again, the bond yields were lower last time we were here. That's why I'm saying it's the duration risk is still remaining, but what you would get in the event of a yen blowout, any blowout anywhere in the world with gold up, oil, conflict, anything with rate policy changing faster, labor market deterioration, it's covering you and you'll get 100%, 50% of that. Again, I think it could come back down. Maybe it comes back down to 3, but from 4 or 5 to 3, that's literally a almost 50% difference. So it's there. Any calamity, anything, even a banking crisis, even if it's temporary, you'll be insured. So I'm saying, as a guy who deals with options, and I see it as insurance. It doesn't matter if it's crowded or not. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have nothing to do with that. All that that's why maybe you could go for IEF or you could go for ZROS as Hugh would like, but the point is I'm telling you like what it is. There's a logical pricing behind it. That's where I'm saying, and I'm not the only one. I guarantee you there's a computer out there that is programmed for this. Because it's like I'm saying, this what I'm showing you is a 25-year chart. So this is the level I'm telling you, and it's going to get weird. So right now, bonds might be able to bounce, but it looks like they're going to be on that path to 4.25. But then that's going to be the next zone, and then that's it. I'm probably going to take TLT at that level. Yeah, that's what I'm saying because I'm in a bond play. I'm getting worked on it right now on the futures, but I'm pretty confident in this approach because, like I'm saying, I position maybe a little like what I think 0.5% lower, so that's going to cost me money, but like I'm saying, if I go in at a lot bigger, at a much better yield, I'm going to work. It's going to take care of itself. So TLT call leaps if 10-year. No, I would prefer shares or futures, to be honest. That's it. And because what I'm telling you, the insurance play, you're not covered under the option if the option decays. So I cannot guarantee anything, but it's even harder to back this theory with it. Yeah, shares, all I'm saying is you need pound for pound on it. Yeah, believe it or not. You could scale in a couple of future options if you want. Ideally, I would go with futures. That's what I'm going to be doing. I think futures would be your best bet. Don't you lose money on TLT if it goes down? Yes. Well, what I'm saying is that the bonds are going to go, if the bonds go to 4.5, let me give you a rough example. So we'll go to July 1st. Yeah, right here. This was the last time I played the bonds. I did this last time. You guys don't remember? So I did this with Trump. And they said it was the Trump trade and the debate and all of that. So I remember I had a huge, I think it was like 8 or 9 grand from like here to like around here and then, or like right around here. It was the same exact yield. So that's what I'm saying. TLT is going to come back down to like 90. It may not do it. It may stop at like 92 or 93. But if TLT comes back to 90, I think it's a buy. There's no other way to put it. Just that's what I'm saying. Because if it's 4.5 on the 10-year, TLT's at 90. I think it's a no-brainer at that point. Like I just explained, the insurance side of it that's what I'm saying. Do you run the risk of TLT going lower? Yes. But at that point, I think your downside at 90, yeah, TLT, maybe it goes to 84. And again, that was October. That would be another $5 lower. But like, dude, in October, the yields were at 5%. I don't think the 30-year or the 10. I don't think the 30 or the 10-year is going back up there. Why would it? You're cutting rates. And again, look at the world with global rate cuts around the world. I think we took 5% off of the table. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why I'm liking it now. That's why 6-8 months ago I wouldn't like it. 6 months now, I think that's off the table now. So again, if something changes with inflation, then this whole idea goes out the window. But I'm just saying, in the next couple of months here, if the 10-year hits 4.5, it's a fucking buy without a second thought. So maybe I'm too confident in it, but that's not a recommendation. Because that's what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm telling myself. So that's how I plan on playing it. So yeah, not a recommendation. We'll follow this theory, but I hope you do get it. CPI is hot tomorrow. I don't think it's gonna change anything. Like we said, maybe core could surprise something. The only way you get a real shock is if there's a major move in wages. But even then, I doubt that will occur. Mm-hmm. Yeah, smart money will be doing the same thing. I'm saying, this isn't. I'm not the only one who has seen this. Because again, anytime this has happened, go look. Even anytime this year we've hit there, it's done it. TMF is volatility. Again, the thing is, option or volatility play. Can TLT go up? Yeah, but all I'm saying is that I'm thinking safety. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm thinking of a no-lose scenario. So the moment you try to put a time frame and a time frame and like a volatility thing that decays, then it plays out a little different. All I'm saying is at 4.5, I think if you buy it at 4.5, you're going to sell it at a profit at some point in the future. If that makes any sense. Just dollar for dollar, price for price. For 4.5, the rates, it's not going to go any higher than there. And if it does, it'll be by a little bit. But then again, in the event of anything else, if something happens 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months down the line, you're going to be able to get an instant gain on that. That's the way I'm looking at it. But the moment you have volatility and decay, any sort of decay, then it's going to make the profitability equation a little different. So yeah. It offers some of the safe haven, but the point is you don't want time to deteriorate. Because I'm talking value. You see what I'm saying? I'm just telling you the price. And I'm saying there's low-key kind of a floor. So as long as you buy it at a certain price, it's going to be harder for you to lose if you're near the floor. But if you put yourself in something that could lose in an event of nothing moving for 6 months, then there you go. It doesn't matter where the floor is if the ceiling's caving in on you. Ta-da. That's what I'm saying. Don't put yourself into a decay ceiling with volatility or options, because as long as you're close to the floor, you're going to have upside. So, that being said, any other questions? I hope that helped. I really like this topic, but I do hope you guys get it. And like I'm saying, it's you just gotta wait. That's the beauty, man. That's the beauty, man. All you got to do is wait. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all you got to do is just wait, and then that's it. You will have an opportunity, and then, buy it. It'll go up for a little, and then we'll go from there. You know what I'm saying? So the beauty is just be patient. And like I'm saying, too, the long term, man. And again, people were asking, like I said, Pfizer still kind of low for the long term, even though we're up on it. Humana, Intel is something I've considered for the long term as well, So make sure you guys, keep your eye out for it, because like I'm saying, if I could end, unless you guys have any other pressing questions, I want to have a long-term segment here, because it is something, man. I'm a hard landing believer, and like, I hope you love it, because, maybe one day, I don't know if I should teach you how to do this. You got to learn how to live in a hypocritical world, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to be involved, even with when you agree and don't agree, because, like, dude, I'm fully invested in the long term. I believe in a hard landing, though. You see what I'm saying? I'm aware of a floor on the bonds at 4.5, but then I'm also aware that core inflation could be 9 months away from repeating the 70s. Do you get what I'm saying? You got to be able to entertain multiple things, and hopefully you have a plan that can account for everything else. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying this because with everything going on, man, like, and I'm not like, listen, is this a flex? That's just depending on how it is, but I'm honored, that, because I'm grateful that I have, either through love, through education, or just straight up bullying you, I have gotten thousands of people to hold on fucking tight during the biggest year-to-date rally in the last 100 years. Okay? Whether it's 200 grand or 20 grand, again, we even had the 10K account, you know what I'm saying? And why I'm saying this, like I'm saying, am I saying this to flex? No, I'm saying this so you could get something out of this. Like I'm saying, I started by telling you there's value plays you could start your long-term with today, but you guys need to make up your effing mind, dude. That's it. We have caught in every all-time high. The stock market hits an all-time high. We're hitting an all-time high. That's okay. You miss trades, bro. Shit's going to lose. We've had good trades. We have bad trades. I've had a lot of 1,000%ers this year, too. Don't even get it twisted, but it doesn't even matter, because I'm just saying the whole other element. While the whole world is cheering and they're hitting all-time highs, we're not missing out. Neither are you. I'm not. You're not. Nobody is. If you're doing this, and this is what you stop wasting your time not having this long-term, getting all emotional and angry about what's going. You just need to get the long-term. Like I'm saying, you could be aware of the risks and entertain it. Again, bro, I'm very worried about things, and I'm aware of what could happen, but you have to understand what you're doing with the long term and you're investing. The plan, I'm not going to go and hide. You don't go and hide with all of your money and do nothing. Some would say you're a wicked servant. You know that, right? You don't, at the very least, go put it into a bond and get interest. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really think about this, and I'm saying this because this was one of the keys from here earlier. This is an awful time to FOMO. You know what I'm saying? That's how we made Colt's sister, because she wanted a FOMO, and then it went down, and then eventually it went back up. So you could start now. If you top tick everything, even if it comes down, you'll probably recover it in like a year or so, but it doesn't matter. There's cheap names. There's Humana, there's Intel, there's Pfizer. Damn, even Airbnb was just at $100 not too long ago. And there's many, many names out there that you could go about that all have good discounts. So, like I'm saying, the whole plan is little by little, but I'm showing you this because, like, dude, imagine all of what I believe in the hard landing, but this, you need to be cautious in your speculation. Like, do you guys not get it? Like, that's what I was, dude, how many times, like, in the last quarter, even prior, I told you, I'm not confident at all in the short term. I said I'm immensely confident in the long term. Whether it's the 1970s, 80s, it don't matter. I'm very, very confident in the long term. I hope you guys are getting it. The thing with what you see watching every day, you need to be mindful of your speculation right now. Oh, I don't think y'all hearing me, bro. Because even at all-time highs right now, monthly, scaling in, averaging down, assuming every deposit isn't a freaking top tick, you're not going to get wrecked. You can't. You see what I'm saying? That's why, and then again, you can adjust, and then if you build enough cash, you're ready to strike, you're going to be good to go. But like I'm saying, you got to be mindful that the speculation, you don't get caught in a storm. Literally, just like the hurricane right now. That's what I evacuated 3 months ago. Again, sadly, I keep trying to get in on here and there, but it's much smaller. But that's what I'm saying. You don't, the short-term and short-term ideas, that's where you're going to get decent volatility. Why would I? Guess what? Go look at the bond curve. The bonds agree with me. That's why the short-term rates have dropped. That's where you're going to get your volatility. But the long run, bro, it's things are more golden than not. So, point is, man, you don't have to sit here and again, don't waste your time in the markets and do not get frustrated and whatever you think, man, just get the long term and you're not going to miss out on any of this stuff. And that's the thing. The long term doesn't mean you just go throw all your money in at one stock today. It means you get a savings plan month by month. You balance it with growth and dividends. And right now, I would be starting with the names that are down. Humana, you could buy this $40 cheaper than where I bought it not too long ago. Even Pfizer, I'm up on it, but this one, it's still like kind of pinned. It still pays a 5% dividend. Intel's mad risky, but it's a growth stock. If it comes back, but this is what I'm saying. There's names out there that are cheap. You can go for a lot. But I even said it today, man. At this point, because someone was like, Josh, go over the 500 names. And I can. Estee Lauder, yeah. Even Ulta. It's still, Ulta's like up and down at the same time. Then there's names like that. Even Hershey's. You know what I'm saying? Man, Roblox, if it come down to like 20, I'm telling you, there's so many of these. But UPS, that's the other one. Yeah, UPS I really like too. Bro, quality-ass names. Look at that. So you could start little by little, man. Dollar Tree, even in Dollar General. But I said this, just if you haven't looked at this point, even God himself ain't going to make you look, man. You know that? Because I've said this for 10 months, bro. 10 months I've been preaching this, even before, honestly. Maybe 18 months. I've been saying it. Oh, and at this point, if you have failed and you have refused to go and look back, if you're new, I love you. It's okay then. But if you have heard this, like that's what I'm saying. At this point, if you are not looking and seeing what high quality blue chip names trading at a discount on the year or in a couple years, and you're not building around there, at that point, man, you're probably never going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I keep saying, man, Whirlpool, that was the other one we bought. That one even went up. But make up your mind. That's it, bro. Us committing to the long term, making up our mind, holding, adding, and ride, that has been a very profitable decision. Making up your mind pays very good dividends in this market. Do it fast. Make a good choice, a quality choice, and stick with it. I don't think you're going to worry about it. So remember, I post all of these, youtube.com/thestockmarket. The whole account, man. All of it is there. I think it should be. And then first link, too, you could get the free long-term alerts or even stream alerts if you're really brave. But, yeah, go here, Stock Market Live. Go to the community tab, and I post it. You can see the whole, it shows up better on mobile, and you could see the whole account and everything that is in it. But every time I'm buying, so you could see all of them, man, and just make sure. You've been here 2 weeks, and you said that good, man. I hope you get it, though. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Home Depot. I should have grabbed Walmart or McDonald's. No, stream alerts don't work in Germany. No, I said we were going to get it for foreigners, but we still haven't done it yet. We need to. I feel bad for my Canadian brothers. You know what I'm saying? My Canadians and everybody else in like Europe and then Canadians. Yeah, you got McDonald's, good shit. I remember you got that, Derek. Yeah, that was chef's kiss. I wish I grabbed that because it's too high. You know me, I'm cheap, but that was a good one. I really like McDonald's. I posted that. Again, go on my Instagram too. What am I saying? I posted those reels like a month or two ago of like very good potential value plays. So take a look at it, and you'll see there's so many names out there, man. They struggle in Canada. I know, man. I know. Don't worry, we'll get it. I'm actually not a fan of JEP and JEPQ. I want to own equity. I want to own companies. I don't want to pay anybody to go buy them. And then at the same time, we had this talk. You guys got to remember, anytime you are in a deal that involves a yield, inherently it implies that you are sacrificing equity usually. Not all the time. There is exceptions to this rule, but do you get what I'm saying? So anytime, whether it's a stock market, real estate, anything you could think of, man, anytime you engage in an activity that is offering you a yield, a fixed yield, you are more likely than not going to be giving up equity, meaning that your equity either stays stable, barely goes up, or even goes down. Are you all following with me? So that's why I don't like some of these offerings like Yield Max, JEPQ, whatever it may be, because I want the equity. That's why I like even REITs too. It's the same thing as like a REIT. When you buy a REIT, you're entitled to the income. You're entitled to the yield. You're entitled to all that rent. But you're not entitled to the equity portion of the property. You don't get to benefit on those properties going up in value and building equity and loans and all of that, right? So that's where I'm saying any deal, think about it. You could universally apply this. Usually, if there is some sort of yield involved, chances are the equity has some sort of limitation. Why is that? Because, well, with the like REITs and other things, because that's like its function. You know, the function is to provide stable income, and usually assets that if it truly provides a stable income, at that point it's probably a mature business and it's not growing at a certain pace, but it brings in heavy cash flow. It's able to maintain. So that's why it's like and if that's the case, a stable business is not going to grow. It's not going to change a lot. Yeah, you're getting your equity back. Exactly. That's the idea with all of them. But even then, as long as it's not growing too much, that it fits within that line. So, yeah, even MO, all of them. That's why, like, even MO, I love it. Even in a couple more years, if MO doesn't even move, we get all of our money back. But when you buy MO, even though we made 40%, we're not supposed to. That's why I say I wouldn't buy it when it's up that much, because if it offers a yield, the equity is going to be a little bit more shaky, the price of the asset. No, thoughts on CVS and Walgreens haven't changed. Those are like last on earth type beat. Walgreens, if it was the last girl on earth, I would. So depending on how we go. And let's see, though. I don't know. I don't know how easy that'll be. And I say that because I really think these mother effers want Mag 7 forever, man. I hate to break it to you. I really think they want Mag 7 forever. So a lot of these value names, and they like time out, bro. They might do that. You're salty about Walgreens. Depends how much you put into it. I think Colt Sister got a lot in there, but inshallah, habibi, it will do its thing. Don't worry. Time, my friend, time. That's the beauty, hopefully, you see of the long term, because we've made bad decisions, but usually time heals all wounds. It'll work itself out, and then at the same time, until the fat lady sings, you got something in it. That always goes a long way. Do you plan a tax loss harvest this year? I do, and I already took some. Remember when I went cash earlier, and thankfully I did some stuff, but I might be in a weird position at the end of the year. I need to double check. I'm going to have my tax guy look at it. I'm going to try to see if he could give me an idea, because I might have to just take a dumb gamble. So I will have I've taken some losses, some old ones, and I got to harvest, but already. But with some of the gains, if I decide, I might have a high tax liability, so I might just YOLO it. Because then that way, if I hit the YOLO, I make more money. But if I turn it to a negative, then I'm not going to get taxed heavily on it. But then I lose the profit. So welcome to the tax system, my friends. So, or I could just keep it and pay like 40 something on it and call it a day. But I feel like I want more opportunity. You tell me. What would you do? Maybe and then hopefully you guys all plan for your taxes as well. Park real estate for savings in a 5-year window. A bond, I think a 5-year bond is pretty up there. You could do that. Yeah, that's about it, man. If you want pure safety, otherwise you could park it in like certain stocks, very stable ones, but they may get less. But at the same time, it's there. I do want to get the. I don't know, man. I think the Colt compound. I want to. I think we do it in Georgia, bro. I love you. I told you I went to Georgia. I went. Oh yeah, man. You guys got to show love to Trapper Wolf too, bro. And I hope you guys all saw the GoFundMe for him. But I went out to Georgia to see him, bro. And I'm thank God he's alive, bro, and well. But man, even then, he showed me Georgia, bro. God bless him, and I love it because he showed me a great time, and I love Georgia, and I'm like, you know what? It's cheap out there too. I think maybe we do. So maybe we just turn it into that. I'm ready when you guys are. We have the long term is ready, man. Is ready to turn into a property any given moment. Did I go to Woodstock? No, I did not. I went to Alpharetta. I went to Buckhead. I went to Marietta. And I think one more place. One more place was really nice. I forgot what it was, though. But yeah. Bought your first home? Wow. Really, Chizzy? Let's go. What tax idea? Just make sure you're writing off your interest payments. Downtown. How was Buckhead? It was nice. It was fancy. I was like, damn, this place is bougie as hell. So it was cool. I liked all of it, man. Everything. It was great. Trapper, man, he's been on the stream, bro. He's been one of the OGs for like 6 years now, man. He was one of the mods when we had mods on the other channels. But he got into a very bad accident. Oh, I need to set up I was going to say I need to get up the links because I'm like, let me just show you this, man. It's sad, bro. So, definitely show some love. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. Dang, you guys raised $4,000, man. Good shit, dude. That's crazy. Wow. Thank you, guys. He's a proud owner of one of those shirts. Yeah, show love to him, man. But nah, dude, he's a OG Colt, man, and he got in a pretty wicked car accident, and unfortunately, his girlfriend passed away in the accident. So he even has like 2 cracked vertebrae in his neck, fractured skull, 2 broken ribs, and it's a miracle that he could even walk. So, yeah, man, it's a wild situation. It's like a freak accident, man. This was only a couple weeks ago, but yeah, pray for him too, man. Don't worry. How's he doing mentally? Better than I would be doing, I feel like, man. Because I'm telling you, man, he's a tough dude. I got so much love for him. That's how I went out and I flew out there, bro. I flew out there. I landed last Friday. I stayed for the day with him. I went to the funeral, and it was just his mindset is so powerful. Like, I can't believe it, man. He is it's it's insane, actually. I'm telling you, he's very optimistic. And, obviously it's hard. But he's, he keeps his faith in God still. And, he's already doing stuff for recovery. And, he definitely knows that he has a really tough battle ahead of him, both physically and mentally. And he seems aware of it. And he's like very, very aware of it, but not discouraged. And that's why I'm like, wow, dude, tough dude, man. Very, very, it's tough. I'm saying, I don't think too many people will ever walk in those shoes. Unfortunately, for a lot of you guys. So it's gonna be a wild journey for him, man. So that's why I hope we could be there for him. I mean, I'm gonna be in his ear yelling at him on the stream, but it was cool though, man. Even then, like I went to see him, bro. I was there for him, and he like showed me Atlanta, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like we went out to dinner and like we were like hanging out in the day, and like I'm glad I think we took his mind off some things, but he was just so like, dude, even just loving toward in his family, man. I loved them all, and then everything. I don't know. That's the thing. So, cause like I was just telling you guys, I love Georgia now, but I don't know if I just love it because of him. Because like him, his family, bro, his community, like, dude, it was crazy. Like all of them were just so loving and like welcoming, and like I loved it, man. They were all very, very good people. It felt so weird living. It was just a different vibe than Cali, man. That's what I kept saying. So it's good, but pray for the homie, man. Pray for the homie, and I told him he's excited. I think he feels me. He thinks we should get that Colt compound in Georgia. He knows, bro. He saw it in my face, man. I was excited. Is Bieber arc? Is that what you meant? I don't know what that means. Praying. I pray for his faith too, man. But he seems good too. But it's gonna be a lot. That's it, man. I don't, like I said, that's just tough, dude. I have no idea how, like, you guys gotta just. I hope you realize how blessed you are every day. You know that, because just shitty, crazy things happen every day, man, and we take it for granted. Just everything we got, and like, man, other people are in some very difficult spots, and it's stuff that, bro, money will never, you can't fix this you cannot throw any amount of money at this situation, and what you would have thought that was important really isn't, man. And you get to see that, so just be grateful, man, and that's why I'm saying pray, my friends, pray. But on that note, my friends, 1 hour in, I think is good, man. I don't know. I think I give you a long-term philo. I'm telling you, man, I think one day Trapper is going to give you guys a philo. I think he's very inspirational. And again, man, that's why too. I hope we got real. I want real community out of here. If you just want to take it, go ahead, take it and shut up. That's fine with me, bro. But nah, I want the real ones, bro. And y'all have each other's back. You reach out to him too, bro. It don't even matter money, bro. That's what I'm saying. Nah, the money doesn't change this scenario, but like, dude, knowing people got your back, like really got your back though too, not some fake shit. It goes a long way. And that's why but for all of you though, that's why I'm saying, man, it's an honor to be here with y'all and like the real ones, and let's go. We have a lot to do. We're going to do a lot more as well, man, and life is going to have a lot of good and bad, a lot of ups and downs, and his Instagram is Trapper and then WULF, so we're going to do our thing, man, but y'all stay in the game, you stay positive and healthy, and no matter what, man, just keep looking up, man, keep that faith up, bro. That's what I was saying. That's crazy. Whenever he's ready, I'm sure I'm gonna have him come talk to you. But that is the message at hand. You know what I'm saying? For real, and for everybody, and have each other's back. Do good, my friends. And on that note, remember, When you hit that pretty little pillow, just oh, so good, man. You know what I'm saying? You blessed, bro. You about to go sleep on some nice pillow. I don't even care if you don't like your bed. I don't even care if you don't like your house. Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be just, you're safe, bro. You're going to wake up. The fact you're listening to a stock market stream that YouTube has tried their hardest to prevent you from listening to. You know that, and you're listening right now. You're blessed. You know that? Not because of me. I just look at where your mindset's at, dog. You thinking stocks. You know what I'm saying? You thinking, what? I swear to you, my dad don't even know the stock. He says he don't even know, bro. You know. Let's go, baby. So you're blessed. Don't take it for granted, all right? And be at peace. That's why I want you. I claim an overwhelming amount of peace on all of y'all when you go to bed tonight. That's it. You gonna feel. I hope you remember this as you fall asleep. That's it. Just peacefulness, cause that's it, man. And pray for the people out there, man, in Florida. And that's why I'm saying, bro, be grateful of where you are, that you are sitting in a calm home tonight. Okay? Because other people are not. And in various, and I'm even beyond the hurricane. So you could get sad and shit, but no, I'm saying you're blessed, and that's good. And that's the duality of the market, recognizing you're blessed and at the same time recognizing other people's struggle. That's why you should appreciate what you got. You know what I'm saying? So let's go, baby. So Chad, I love you all. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you in the AM. Actually, no, wait, hold on. I got to switch it over. I forgot to switch the stream, but yeah, that's it. I was going to end it out on a note, but I think I messed it up, man. I got to switch it over here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Let's see. I got to do the redirect. Oh, yeah. All right, now it'll take you to the CPI. All right, guys. I love you all. Have a wonderful evening. Sleep well. Peaceful. Hard.